Hello guys and welcome to the third Q&A live stream on our channel. This time with not only answering your questions, but also talking about the new MA3 release at PLS this year. And yeah, talking about rumors, things we know and we can say. And yeah, welcome.
The things we can say is very important.
Yeah.
So what's up from Ethan as well? Yeah, I think let's hop into it. If you've got any questions, obviously start sending those through and we'll get through to answering them.
Of course,
But
as always.
otherwise, yeah, just checking what else. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for my stuff to start up, MA to open. If anybody's got any questions off the get-go, you're welcome to ask those through now. Let me open the MA3 webpage. Let me open the MA3 webpage because I'm assuming we're going to go there in the next couple seconds.
Yes.
Anyway,
that's where I was right now.
Be prepared for the okay, I guess let's just start with MA3 because that's what everyone's interested in, isn't it?
Obviously, yes.
So I guess let's just start with that then. Yeah, that's a good idea. I guess. If you have anything to say about MA3, put it in the chat. You just want to hear us ramble on about MA3, you're welcome to. But yeah. Trying to think there's anything I have to say. Anything I can say about MA3. Like what? I need to be careful here. But what? Hello, Victor. Like what? I would remember to not say certain things.
Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Hello, Geo Tiger.
Oh, what I completely forgot. Thank you guys for actually surpassing the 1,000 subscriber mark. That's literally awesome.
Thanks,
it's
guys.
fucking awesome. We never thought that something that niche like Grandame tutorials would ever get us to over 1,000 subscribers. That's just awesome.
It is rather crazy. And it's awesome to see how people are actually interested in what we do. Sound not source without Lua, is there a if command in MA, not if output, but if? I think there is, but it's like really complex.
There is a way.
I know I've seen grand MA2 if statement, but I've seen it. A couple of the predefined macros have ifs, and a couple of macros I've seen. Hey, it's Tom. I always yeah, if keyword. It's always nice to see you, Tom. Here is the link that should explain the if keyword. Yeah, so you can say you can use if. Yeah, there is an if command line. Just go to the grand MA2 help and find if.
Are you thinking about like if in the context of lighting or if in the context of programming? Like,
yeah, because that's
if that, then this. Like, this is more complex. Doing if with like in the programming sense, you can do it with macros, kind of, but
you can kind of say
not
like
that easy to do.
You can kind of. I think
and
you can say.
I can't remember how it works right now.
I'm fairly certain you can say go executor 7.1 if executor 6.1 something, but I've never used the if statement, so I think obviously Lua is built is a programming language,
for those
so
folks, yeah.
Using if in Lua is going to be a lot easier than using if in a macro or the command line. Any other questions before we start discussing MA3? I'm trying to put this off. No, I guess we might as well just start discussing MA3 because that's what everyone's here for. That's what everyone clicked on this stream for. If with valuables. Here it says you can say delete Q3 if fixture for attribute pan. So I'm assuming you can delete stuff based on what's stored in it using the if keyword. But I guess just go to the page and then kind of, let me actually just quickly give you a link to the page. And then you can kind of just obviously figure it out for yourself, play around with it and that kind of stuff. So let me give you a link to that. Any other questions?
I found it. It's basically when you want to compare two variables, you have to put those into square brackets, and like you have to do the comparison in square brackets. So you open the square bracket, you put the variable name of the first variable, dollar something, and then you have the operators greater as, greater and even as, and all the usual programming operators, which make you able to compare those. And then you close the bracket, the square bracket, and write your command behind it. So go sequence something or go macro something.
Yeah,
That's
that's
basically the
right.
way how it would work. And that's the same concept which you
Where
would
have I got
use
that?
if you want to
Yeah.
jump to different lines in a macro. For example, if something is given or not given.
Yeah, I've got a example of that up right now. It's one of the macros I use. It's basically saying if this variable is lower than or equal to this variable, then a macro must be then it says go macro 1 dot the macro line 3. That's how you use the if statement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess then it's only like if equal to, if smaller than, if bigger than. Okay. Does anybody else have questions, or are we just gonna go speak about that other thing?
that other thing, like we
That
don't want
thing that
to call
everyone's
its
secretly.
name, but the other thing no one talks about. Everyone
I
talks
mean, it's
about
like,
it.
I only found out about it like yesterday. I didn't even know it was out. um, I think let's just get started and then see where the ball rolls on from. Whoa, what the hell just happened to my oh, wait, what just happened in OBS?
Another side note, like welcome to all the 20 people in our stream right now.
Yeah,
Another
welcome.
side note, we just activated super chat between the
So-
last stream and this one.
Yeah.
So if you want to support us, you now can. But of course
Especially
you don't
because
have to.
YouTube is taking our money away. With
Yeah,
the new,
you may obviously have heard of the new YouTube
yeah.
guidelines, which will be the reason why we will not make any,
We will not
literally
be
not
eating
any
food
cent
anymore.
anymore. Yeah.
We're not going to be able to eat anymore, guys. There's a German
German
question for you.
question. Yeah. So I'll answer that. Okay, MA2-Frage. Gibt es eine Möglichkeit, Archaeos ohne MA-Hardware mit On-PC zu verbinden? Gute Frage. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich habe keine Ahnung von Archaeos. Grundsätzlich vermutlich erstmal nicht, weil solange du keine Parameter freigeschaltet hast, kannst du natürlich auch nichts ausgeben. Das heißt, Artnet wird dir nicht irgendwie was bringen, wird nicht funktionieren. Insofern ist die Wahrscheinlichkeit groß, dass du für Chaos Parameter brauchst. Ja, du brauchst auf jeden Fall Parameter. Du brauchst nur für die VPU aktuell keine extra Parameter, meines Wissens nach. Das müsste auch ohne, VPU müsste auch ohne Hardware funktionieren. Aber Chaos vermutlich dann nicht. Also nein. Okay. Next question.
I'm disappointed in MA because they made the MA3 only have 16x keys. Before I answer that, if we can try keep it English, that'd be great. But if you feel more comfortable speaking in German, that's obviously you're welcome to. You agree with that, Lucas? So let's try to keep like as much English as possible because I know it does get confusing when it's German and English. So if you can speak English, then go ahead. But obviously, if you can't relay what you want to in in English, feel free. All right, MA3 16. I guess let's just start on MA3. Yes, it only has 16 X keys, and MA hates us clearly. That's a joke, MA. Please don't stop sending me stuff. That's also a joke. But yeah, it only has 16 X keys. It is probably in regards to software stuff, because obviously it's running Linux. So I don't know what the choice is. Maybe Lucas, have you ever done anything with Linux?
Yeah, a lot.
Do you think that maybe it's a software limitation that they could only have the 16 X keys?
No, of course not.
Do you think
I
they
don't
just
think
hate
that's just a
all?
software. That's.
Do you think?
I think that has to do with the button layout
Yeah.
and
Also,
what they
yeah, I'm
came up
looking at it
with.
now.
I
It's also
don't
it would
think
be
they
hard to.
really
Yeah.
asked the question if they should reduce the amount of X keys.
Yeah.
I think it just happened in the process of designing the hardware button layout, and they just had to use the place of these
Adapt.
4 X keys for other functions. So
You know,
they
I still
decided to
hate the
just leave them
whole.
out.
I'm looking at it now. I still hate the whole double multi-touch little piece shitty screen down there. I dislike it. I think they could have just used the one. I think it would have been nice if they'd kept the same button layout because if you look at the MA1 and the MA2, the button layout is very similar. So it would have been nice to have seen. It's just that extra screen just looks like it's just like thrown on there. Like if
Yeah.
they hadn't put that extra screen there, they could have fit in the master fader. They could have fit in 20x keys, and it just would have made. I think it would have made more sense. Could you do a separate MA stream in English and D set? Probably not, just because we do the streams that both of us are here. But if we can try, like anyone who's watching, if you can keep it English, please do. If you're really struggling to get it across, then you can speak German. Maybe afterwards, Lucas can just explain what was asked and what he answered. Lucas, what do you think of that?
Yeah, so the basic rule till now was if a question is asked in German, you can't really understand the English, so you ask it in German and you get your answer in German, which makes sense. If you are able to tell your question in English as well, then and you can understand English, then please do that, because more people will be able to hear the answer and understand the answer. So that's basically it. And if there is a question in German asked, then yeah, I could translate, of course. I don't know if it makes sense to translate every German question, but I could try that.
Okay, so I guess we answered the 16x keys thing. Should we continue ranting about MA3 and how much Ethan loves it? But also, like, the random two encoder wheels there, like, what are they for? We haven't spoken
I
about
don't
MA3 yet,
know.
yeah. What is, like, why are they there? They look weird.
Maybe for scrolling through, different, or for different directions. No, that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
like,
for scrolling in 2 different, windows. You have your
maybe, I don't
one
know.
normal scroll wheel, and then you
But
can
there's
do
still
timecode or
the
something crazy, and you can scroll through timecode at the same time. I don't know.
also, what are the knobs gonna do? Because all they say is like, where do they say stuff about the knobs? They're like, you'll be able to change stuff. Where is it? The guarantee, no, it's not that. Where is the thingy-majiggy? All playbacks have direct access to button push as well as intensity and timing changes thanks to new rotary RGB backlit encoders. So you're going to be able to set that to be able to adjust the time, like off time or fades or something of it. And also the X keys thing, I think Christian Jackson pointed this out in his stream, is that if you look at on this picture under the X13 and X14, most of the X keys, there's little things written now, and we know that effects are no longer called effects and they're called phases. So is the hard button for phases going to be the MA button plus the X13 key? Joel, I am with you. I think MA3 is going to be weird for a good 2 or 3 years before it's like everywhere. And I mean, I get that the fact that it runs MA2 might make it a bit more desirable, but I don't know. Are the super wide touch screens touchscreen? Nobody knows. They haven't really told us yet. They look touchscreen because they aren't glossy, and generally non-glossy screens are touchscreen. But they could very well. They look similar to the main touchscreens, so they might be. I think no, they have to be because all of the stuff to access the different parameters is on this one screen, so it has to be touchscreen.
I also think it's touchscreen.
Yeah. or it wouldn't make sense for it to not be touchscreen. I think the outer encoders are for fine adjusting. I think that there might be. I think we were talking about the rotary encoders above the buttons and stuff. Oh, what my DRAM skin's broke. But yeah, that is probably. But obviously, no one has seen it yet, so I guess we'll see when it gets here. They are touchscreen. See the Mode 2 video. Yeah, they are. Where's the Mode 2 video? Oh no, yeah, I watched it. Yeah, you have to think they have to be touchscreen because you used them to assign. It was stupid of us to not think they aren't touchscreen. Lucas, there's a German question for you.
Okay, let me have a look. Do you think it makes sense that, like, what? Glaubt ihr, es macht Sinn, sich eine gebrauchte MA2 zu holen, um noch Geld zu sparen? I think the prices for, ja, ich denke I have to stick for one language. Like, doing both of them is kind of difficult. Okay. Ich denke nicht, dass eine gebrauchte Grandma 2, naja, ich meine, wenn du eine gebrauchte Grandma 2 wirklich günstig kriegst, aktuell, und dir reicht es und du arbeitest schon damit, ja, wenn du jetzt gerade mit MA anfängst, so dich einlernst, noch keine kaufen kannst und irgendwann dann mal eine kaufst, Dreier direkt, weil warum solltest du dich komplett auf ein System versteifen, was in 5, 6 Jahren zwar bestimmt noch existiert und bestimmt auch noch von Leuten verwendet wird, aber halt so langsam verschwindet. Ich meine, die Einser, würde jetzt ja auch genauso keiner mehr mit der Einser anfangen, die zu lernen. Ich meine, da gehört halt auch immer viel zu Learning Curve dazu, sich erstmal ins System einzuarbeiten. Deswegen, wenn du gerade anfängst, dann 3. Ansonsten, wenn du gerade sozusagen Geld sparen willst und dir es nur darauf ankommt, dass du eine Konsole hast, die du bedienen kannst und du kannst die 2 schon, 2. Genau. Ansonsten, ich glaube nicht, dass die 2er arg viel günstiger wird. Es war mit der 1er genauso wenig so, als die 2er rauskam. Die ist auch im Preis erst viel, viel später getroppt. Ich meine, jetzt sind inzwischen so die Preise für 1 relativ gut. Aber direkt nachdem die 2 rauskam, dachten sich auch erst alle, warum sollen wir auf die 2 wechseln? Die 1 funktioniert doch, ich verwende sie doch schon seit Jahren, sie kann doch alles, was ich brauche. Und genau dasselbe denken sich die Leute jetzt auch wieder. Deswegen glaube ich, dass der Preis erstmal relativ stabil bleibt. Okay.
Done. SOS Untitled Sorcery. How do you use the MA3 and MA2 mode with only 16 X keys? You delete 4 of your X keys, or you don't use them.
Yeah. Or there are some, or they are replaced by a touchscreen variant of it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't. Using touchscreens with action buttons, like especially
Yeah,
because
it
my
sucks.
X keys are just like flash stuff and tap the tempo.
Of course, it sucks.
Be very enthused to do that, and I mean I think it looks that especially because you're looking now. If you look at the picture, there's a lot less buttons in the command section than the MA2 because the stuff on the right is clearly just a number pad, so that's nothing. Then you've got these buttons. So yeah, those buttons are definitely going to be double function because you look here. These are just like select, go to, stomp, help, align, delete, move, copy, off and on. So those X keys are definitely going to be double function.
Yeah. And another question, are there actually 2 MA buttons? There are 2, aren't there?
There's one, yeah. There's one.
There's one in the numpad and one under the left screen.
Yeah, so I guess there are 2 MA buttons, which is I guess all keyboards have 2 things. Here's my other question: is that if you look at the picture of it in mode 2, firstly at the bottom of screens, which is now going to go screen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or is it going to go screen 1, 2, 3, 4? Do these screens get treated as screens, or are they just... Okay, that's beyond the point. But at the bottom of, let's call them screens 3 and 4, are those like macros or something that are permanently there?
Good question.
I'm wondering what's going to be down there. Is that going to be user customizable? Or is that like
It looks
commands?
different as a normal pool view.
Yeah.
So will be something else, I think.
And then is that, if you look at the what's technically screen 2, is that command line feedback just always there?
I don't know.
It looks like it, because I mean that doesn't look like a user customizable area. Questions. Meal disrupts. Hey, enjoy your meal, Tom. SLS, you can network in an MA2, but obviously you're gonna have to make compromises if you want to use an MA2 show file or an MA2 console with networked in, or obviously on an MA3. So I think that's going to be a big, especially for like LDs who do EDM. Like they use all 20x keys and all the executive buttons and all the faders, and it's just going to be, I think, a lot of stuff in terms of you're going to have to change around pages is going to happen. I mean, I don't like changing pages, which obviously is going to affect me, but I think, yeah, that's going to happen. Lucas, any input?
No, not really. But question to you: can you set your Discord sensitivity a little bit lower so you don't get cut off?
Sure, I can do that. User settings, voice and video, input sensitivity, like minus 90 dB. Let's make it a bit lower. Why not? And then another question: what happened to the Grandmaster? It was gotten rid of because there's no space for it, because of the little second effing touchscreen there. Can you tell I dislike those two touchscreens? Because of that stupid. Okay, I'm just like, the MA3 looks interesting. Where's that meme though?
Where's that meme though? Like that meme, or that other meme, or like that of the 1,000 other memes?
I'm gonna send the meme to myself so that I can show to everyone. Where is it? Here we go. How do I save this from things? Save to gallery. I would like send it to myself, and then I can show it to the audience. My favorite meme on earth. Web.whatsapp, because we use different. So, but yeah, it's just like the whole MA. The new line looks interesting to say the least. That's what I'm gonna say. Is it's. I mean, it just looks a bit big though as well. It's like with the. Here we go. Where is it? There's this meme. Like the design. It looks clunky. Like they say, it's meant to be like refined and it's meant to be. But unless that hinge is really good, it looks like that could break so easily. And like massive MA branding there.
If that hinge isn't really good, it would be completely trash. So I don't think that this hinge isn't good. And I hope that the screens are protected. Better
yeah, I mean that's another thing.
Because of the flipping like mechanism.
So yeah, just about the Grandmaster, it's also there in MA3 mode. If you go to the one picture, you can see over there is the intensity, but it doesn't look like that's something you can touch with your finger and adjust like in MA2 mode. Because in MA2 mode, it's like the same design of on-screen faders that you can pull down. And that's the other thing, is the MA3 software just looks... It looks a lot like Dot 2, and I hate Dot 2. I mean... Dot 2 on PC. Let's open this shit up. I hope you can export macros, effects, etc. Well, you should be able to, because, I mean, you'll be able to load files from MA2 onto MA3, so I'm sure that the layout, or that the command line will be the same. But I mean, they could obviously change command line and stuff. And this is what I'm saying. It's just, it looks a lot like just the color scheme and how everything looks quite a lot like MA, like Dot 2. But Dot 2 actually has a blackout fader.
Oh yes, it has. I think that the ability to export macros, effects, etc. from MA2 to the MA3 system will be given. Because I don't see a reason why that should not work. These are just XML files with some parameters stored in them, and like this should work. and this should be able to work very easily. And
Yeah,
if it
unless
does not
they
work, it would be also very easy to just write a program that translates XML files from
Yeah.
MA2 to MA3 style, if there is a difference. But I think it will be compatible though.
My question is because with the MA1, when you want to move an MA1 show file to, let me go into MA Lighting's website quickly. If you wanted to move an MA1 show file to an MA2, you had to download the converter software, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's like something somewhere. Yeah, show file converter, where you had to show file converter grand MA1. No, I don't want to download that. I just want to see what it says. And that's just the grand MA2 manual. But it's like, yeah, is that going to be like the same on MA or the MA3? Sorry, or are they going to implement something straight into the console to just be able to load straight from the console, straight from like your memory stick that's an MA2 file into MA3?
I definitely think that there will be a new file created. Even if you can load it directly, there
Yeah,
will be a new show file created, like the converted one, which you'll then change if you
yeah.
save over it. So
Maybe it'll be like a macro or something where you have to say like you have to put in the name of the show file into a macro and then the macro somehow does it or something.
I think that you can
I
just
don't know.
press load, select an old show file from your USB stick, and it will tell you that it will create a new show and convert it into the new file format, and that there's no way back.
Yeah, but I'd
I
hope
think
that
something like
because
that.
otherwise,
But I
I
don't
mean,
know.
otherwise you'd
That's
be
all
like,
speculations. Would be funny if
because
it
I
is
mean,
exactly like this, then everyone thinks that I knew it.
well, that's why I'm a bit scared to say anything. um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that because if that's especially if you're like touring and you rock up at the like ultra. Okay, say you're an ultra and you're told there's an MA2 and suddenly last minute there's an MA3, but that probably wouldn't happen. But just an example, and to like show up and be like, oh no, I can't actually translate my show file. I need to download this program. But I'm guessing for a good 2 years, at 1.5 to 2 years, all the MA3s in the world are going to be running MA2 software. I was I was speaking to a friend of
Mainly.
mine I was speaking to a friend of mine at the distributor here in South Africa, and even they say people that buy it here will likely only go with MA2 software because they know it works. It's like when the MA2 originally came out, very few people were running in MA2 mode. That's obviously because people knew MA1, and it's if you are in a scenario where you are running a show in the MA3 and suddenly you try to do something and the software has a bug, you don't want to be the guy to find that bug.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, Sound Last Sorcery. Do you think the 16 gig stick limit? I've never really seen that unless it's on consoles only. But I've plugged like 128 gig sticks into consoles and it's worked fine. Even Christian Jackson,
And
he carries his stick is 128 gigs. I'm fairly certain.
yeah, and I think there can't be any limitation in stick size, because first it's USB free, it's the newest
Yeah,
protocol, it's a new hardware system, it's basically the newest available hardware at the time they built it and designed it.
yeah.
So why shouldn't it be able to handle more than 16 gigabytes? And secondly, MA3 will be doing VPU stuff as well, so you have to be able to plug in like huge hard
Yeah.
drives for media. So
I'm
that's
interested
what
to
I think
see
about.
what kind of like specs they're going to be putting in this because especially considering they're advertising it as being able to do VPU as well. I mean, it's going to have some serious graphics processing going on in there.
Yeah, but also a very well optimized system of video
Hmm.
playback. Basically, you know about H.264. H.264 runs perfectly smooth on every mesh, and every machine can playback it. But when it comes to H.265, which is a little more intensive on the CPU, most of the older PCs just struggle with it
Yeah.
completely. But newer ones with a new and accelerated processor that does handle H.265 just fine, you can play back very smooth. So I think
Hold on.
that's all a question of optimization.
Let's see something. Here we go. I've got a 128 gigabyte memory stick. Let me plug it into my computer. Hopefully it doesn't give me errors. Oh yeah, it has to go into USB 3. Let me see on the back here if this will work, because I want to see if MA, like, I want to try to save a show file to this and see if MA has any issues with that.
In the manual, it says only to use a 16 gigabyte stick. I think that's just
Okay,
a
there we go.
recommendation. Or it
Back
was
up.
a spec that you had to follow
Dude.
back in the day when MA2 was quite new. But I
Whoa,
also
hold on.
put my 46 gigabyte stick into a console and it worked quite
There,
fine.
I just saved a show to a 16 gig stick and it worked fine. When I next have my hands on a console, I will plug my 16 gig stick in and see what happens. But I can't imagine, because I mean, at the end of the day, as long as it's, especially if you've got if it's USB 3.0 though, you might get an issue, because yes, USB 3.0 is backwards compatible with USB 2, but it could give you issues. Grand MA2 memory stick. I'm gonna go with saying that's more of a suggestion, because I can't see that it is. I can't see
A
it actually
must-have.
being. Because, yeah, I mean, Christian Jackson loads. He loads his files onto a 128 gig stick and runs his show off of that. Let me ask a friend of mine. Let me message him quickly. An issue with using a memory stick larger than 16 GB on an MA2. Let's see what he says, because he's touring, so he would have encountered quite a few. The question is, why do you need more than a 16 gig stick? Yeah, I've got the Corsair Survivor thing that I use as the Corsair Flash. I've got the Survivor, and that's what I use. And I mean, my entire show file blank is like 8 megs, and then my once it's got like a big patch in it, it's like 12 megs. So I don't think you really need more than 16. I think it's more of just like, I mean, the SSD inside an MA2 is only 60 gigs, if that's anything to go by.
I don't really think that you need any even that large stick, because if you're
I mean,
only
like,
storing show files and other stuff, that is, based
I
to
mean,
the
I've got
MA.
like,
But if you're doing MA3 stuff with VPU content and something, then of course more than 16 gigabytes makes a lot of sense. But only
yeah,
then.
I'm looking at my shows folder on PC, and I've got about probably like 70 show files in here, and I'm only using 800 megs. So I mean, it's not like anything else. But I can't imagine. I'm actually pretty interested. I've never tried that. I'm wondering next time I got my hands on a console, I'm gonna try using a 128 gig stick and see what happens.
Okay. So what about the new on PC command wing?
Sorry about that. That looks pretty interesting. I think it's gonna. I mean, again, it's, yeah. I guess we need to switch to MA2 soon. Full details. Well, I guess we'll find out in like 2 months.
Yeah,
2
we'll find
months.
out.
But yeah, I mean, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. So still only 6 outputs. It looks like now, is that DisplayPort on the back? I'm looking at the bottom now. I can't tell, is that DisplayPort or HDMI? Do you see that photo, Lucas? Right at the bottom, like the last photo of the back of the MA.
Yeah.
Does that look like DisplayPort or HDMI? No, it's HDMI.
Let me have a look.
I haven't actually looked yet, and there's another USB 3.0 port.
That's DisplayPort.
Is that
to
DisplayPort? Yeah.
DisplayPort. MIDI in output.
That's interesting.
6 outputs, 1 input for DMX.
OTC in.
There's
Is that a
3
VGA
Ethernet,
port?
3 Ethernet
Yeah,
ports.
I was about to bring that up. What's
the VGA looking port? 3 USB 2s, 1 USB 3 on the back, 1 LTC audio input, 1 SPDIF input, 1 SPDIF output. Yeah. And power, of course.
Yes, I mean that looks
interesting.
That's pretty. Is that a VGA port there above the? If you look up and to the left of the Ethernet ports, is that VGA?
I can't really read the explanation text. I can see the port, and I think it says something like GPU, but I can't really read it. It's too small.
Yeah,
Picture is not high res.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting because, well, you know, with the whole VPU thing, if they had, because I mean, you look at like the stuff Razer's implementing with the external GPU, where you have the VPU, you have a basic VPU within the MA, but then if you actually need to have like a massive stage running lots of pixels, or not pixels, lots of LED wall, then you get like the add-on unit that allows you to control more. Like,
I don't really think that this will happen.
No, I'm just saying,
I think
like,
that they will stick to the actual MA console hardware for doing the image processing and stuff, and then sending it out through MA2, MA3 net, of course, to like a playout device that just reads the output and like converts it into the usual display outputs you have.
Yeah, I mean, also just still looking at the back, there's, what are those 2 ports underneath the possibly VGA port?
SPDIF.
Is that SPDIF?
SPDIF in and out.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
That's what I read there.
I need to Google what SPDIF is.
It's a digital audio signal.
That is interesting to see on a lighting console.
I really think that MA3 can do timecode and can play back audio.
No, obviously it can do time. No, if it can play back audio, that would be. I don't know if I'd like that.
I don't know. Could be. Would explain why there are SPDIF outputs and inputs.
Do you know when the MA3 will become obsolete? So when to get to the software? What I think you mean when the MA2 will become obsolete. There's no like definite dates. We can't say it will become obsolete on the 7th of April 2022. I mean, there's still people using the MA1. There's still shows, there's still venues that use the MA1. So I don't think the MA2 will ever become obsolete, to say. I think, obviously, with MA3 and MA2 prices possibly coming down, it will allow a lot of smaller venues to get the MA2, and the MA2 will become less of, like, such a high-end console. But you still think the MA2, which came out, like, 8 years ago, right? 8-9 years ago, is still better than a lot of consoles that come out recently. So I can't see it going obsolete quite in the next couple of years. What do you think, Lucas?
Same thing. I don't think it will get obsolete, because you just have to look at MA1. Still people using it. It's still in the like rental business, and the people are using it. So I think same will apply to MA2. If even more people will stick to MA2, because it's a more powerful system, and right at the moment, if you are not doing all the video stuff that MA3 will hopefully do, you don't really need the 3. And
And
next question:
I mean,
if MA3 becomes an audio mixer, I'll quit.
I will quit.
I
I
don't.
will also quit.
I don't think that it will be an audio mixer. But two features that I could imagine would be that you could playback an audio file while running timecode out of the console to sync other sources, or
just back to the.
Or just running timecode out of the console at all would be nice, because you could sync other devices to the MA and not vice versa, like you have done in the past with MA2.
Also, just back to the obsolete thing. I mean, there's still people that use the freaking Averlat's Tiger Pearl thing. So Pearl Tiger Pearl thing. I mean, it's not like MA2 is suddenly going to become useless. MA is still going to push out software updates for it. I mean, when did the last MA1 software come out? Release notes. Should be able to see when the last one came out. I mean, the last MA1 software came out in 2014. That's, 6 years after that? 5 years after they started MA2. Wait, was MA2 2008 or 2009?
Good
always forget this.
question.
It was
I
2008.
think 2008, yeah.
So that is 6 years after they technically stopped producing it. They were still pushing out software updates. So I mean, it's not like suddenly MA is going to just become, oh, we don't care about MA2. That isn't.
Funny question there. Why are those MA2 release notes when you push the button for the MA1 release notes? Because
sorry,
it says
what was that MA2?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
But you clicked the right link. There's in the MA Series 1 on PC software tab. There's Grand MA2 release notes in there. I don't know why that is.
Up. Unless that's fuck, then my information is wrong. Grand MA1 console software.
Let's open the manual. It's 2009.
That's Grand MA2.
Yeah, latest version of the manual of Grand MA1 is from August of 2009.
What the fuck? Whoa, MA, that's not cool. Yeah, but that is. Oh yeah, because you go into their history, then it also says company product history. Then it says 2011 software version 6.616. And the last one they have up here. Oh wow, my information's wrong then. Okay, well, considering the last software thing they've got up here says software version 6.616 in 2011, and the last one they have here is 6.808. I'm going to say that that the last software update would have been sometime around, probably 2012? Maybe. Why does it have... Yeah, because look, if you look at the manual they have listed here, that's for version 6.2.
Yeah.
But that is so strange. Why do they have MA... Grand MA Pico? What the hell is that? Why do they have MA2 stuff in MA1? Hey, MA, go fix that, fam. Oh, what? I didn't even know this console existed. Did you know about the Pico, Lucas?
I don't know what's up with that.
Look at this. Look how cute it is. Oh my god, look at that. It's got 5. It's basically a command wing.
Funny.
It's so cute. Wow, that's hilarious. I didn't even know that existed. That is honestly hilarious. It's like, but yeah, that looks like
it has 1024 DMX channels.
1 DMX, 2. But yeah, so it's a command wing. Basically. With extra stuff. How much did it cost?
But it does not have to be connected to a PC, right?
Yeah.
So it's
look at it,
quite
it's so
a command
cute.
wing. And it has those real great buttons that we had back in the days.
But I mean, it's just...
It's the old command wing. Okay. So it has to be connected to the PC or not? I have never used.
No, it doesn't. It's just it's a standalone console. But wow, that is... We should really get around to going back to MA2. Since somebody asked me an MA2 question, so
Whoops.
that I can actually answer that. But yeah, I didn't even know that existed. Wow, what other MA versions were there that I don't know about? Nothing. But that is such a cute little console. Wow. I mean, something like that, but I guess on the MA3. Let me reset zoom. Oh shit. Delete. But yeah, I guess now you've got the Grand MA3 Compact, which I think is kind of like that, which is
A
not
little bit
as.
bigger, but yeah.
But I mean, for like maybe
Not
for like
as
an
thick.
installation or something, this would be. I mean, a console like of this form factor would be very interesting because for something where it's maybe just being used to push up house lights or something like that, that could be very, very interesting to see something. To see MA release another console like this one day,
Yeah.
where it's a very, very small form factor.
But this is where you could also
Something.
use a replay unit.
Yeah, I guess.
Then you just have to do like installation stuff that changes through scenes or something.
Yeah, it's like maybe you actually want the. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess we'll. But that's just I didn't even know that existed. But yeah, can we go to MA2 now and start doing stuff that I actually know
Very, very good idea. Just get to
instead
the
of just
MA2.
speculating?
So guys, drop them questions about MA2, not 3, because 3 is we
Jeez,
just
we're not.
spent enough time
We
on
totally.
it.
Really know nothing about MA3. Um. hmm. Okay, well, my touring friend says he's never encountered any issues with using a memory stick that's larger than 16 gigs on an MA2. Maybe it's not about using maybe it's not about using such a large stick, but it's about having so much on the stick. So it's like if you
I don't
have,
think that this will make a difference.
I don't know, but it's like I don't know. I mean, does Linux, unless they've programmed some, but on MA on PC it works, and basically anything that works on MA on PC would generally work on thing. And he's using 32 gig sticks. So I don't know.
It should work. Like I don't know any reason why it shouldn't.
I can't see it
System
not
should
working.
detect the stick, and if people
Yeah.
already have used it and it worked, why shouldn't it not work if the stick is full? No reason for that.
Grand MA2 16 GB memory stick. Let's see if there's anything about it on any forums or anything. Because it just doesn't make. Linux memory stick restrictions. Because I mean, unless it's something with like the Linux kernel they're using, I can't see it really being an issue.
Last MA1 software was released in 2014, in February, version
How do you figure that out?
6.808. Julius just told us.
Did he? Oh, where'd you find that, Julius? Oh, maybe it's in the software. Maybe it's in the release notes on the actual console, which I'm not going to download. Yeah, but yes, I want to test it out because my touring friend says he uses 32 gig 6 all the time, and he doesn't have any issues with it. But I don't know. I could be wrong. MA2. Let's go to MA2.
Yeah.
Like, let's just force it. Trying to think if there's anything interesting that I've done in MA that I could talk about. There's actually not much I've done really. My show file production has slowed down quite a bit. Act lighting. Can I
He found the
post
information on the Act Lighting page about the release date of the latest Grand MA1 software.
Well, that's interesting. So yeah, so they still, yeah, exactly 6 years after the MA2 was launched, they're still working on MA. They were still working on MA1 software.
Bug
So
fixing
yeah, I don't
and
think.
stuff.
But just back to the other thing, if you look at how many buttons there are in the command section of the MA2, I mean, It doesn't look like there's... Okay, so all of these are numbers. So that means there's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's about 20 buttons on the MA3, and here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, upwards of 30 buttons. So I feel like they're definitely going to be implementing more of a like combination buttons where you hold down shift and then use the X keys to launch other things, which is a surprising smooth for them.
I think that's also the reason why there are two MA buttons, because
Yeah.
if you only have to press two buttons that are quite at the same place, you can press it with one hand. So that's the reason I think why they have two buttons, so that you can press the combinations with one hand only.
Yeah, that's yeah, that is going to be interesting to see. Can somebody please ask an MA2 question so that we can answer that? I guess I'll
Of course,
stream next month. Oh wait, no, that's a thing.
of
Lucas,
course,
do you have any
when
questions?
I have something to say, because first time we will have the MA3 software on PC software. We'll of course start doing MA3 tutorials, doing the scripts, recording them, putting them up online. So MA2 tutorials will soon be renamed to MA tutorials, because we have to be neutral considering the big software version
It'll
and
never
hardware
be MA
version.
tutorials though. We will never do .2 tutorials. Let's make that
No,
clear.
MA tutorials, not .2 tutorials. Only MA, but MA 2 and 3.
MIDI lighting. What is this link that SLS just sent? How did
He asked the question
object
to
not
be able
found?
to send a link. I just made him a moderator temporarily. So, what do you want to tell us with the link? Oh, it's a page that does not work? Whoa. You send a link that does not work? But why? Funny. Okay, just tell us why that is happening. Okay, we need some questions. Definitely.
We do, because I mean, there's like, what else we meant to say? But yeah, so I mean, there's obviously MA3 is going to be very exciting, as was MA2 when MA1, the MA2 came out. But hold on, the Grand MA3 consoles are compatible with shows created on Grand MA2 consoles, where features allow existing shows can be exported from Grand MA2 software 3.4. Maybe they're going to put a thing in MA2 software. Maybe it'll be like a double-edged thing where they've got an export function in MA2 software to export it to be ready for MA3, and an import
Don't know.
function. I mean, that's
I
another
think both will be
possibility.
available, yeah.
Well, I guess
Okay. We got a new but still not working web link. Why does that link work for you but not for me? Like, what's the difference? That's funny. Does the link work for you, Ethan?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So, don't know why that is happening.
It's a cool MIDI thing for MA2. Yeah, we can't see it. Is it like one of those MIDI keyboard things like Luke Stratton makes?
I'm in the US, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Don't know why that is happening. I'll leave the link in there, but can't review it, sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, is there anything? We've been streaming for like an hour and all we've talked about is MA3. We need to speak about MA2 now. Is there anything to speak about interesting about MA2? Would anyone like to ask us questions about MA2? that we can. Well,
I'm not prepared for not having any questions to answer.
yeah, I'm also not prepared for this.
Not prepared.
Should we start playing CS:GO? Just stream that.
Lol, like new people that are clicking on the stream, seeing us
They're like,
playing
what the fuck?
CS:GO, just what the fuck? What the hell is going on?
And
Would be
I was
funny
like,
though.
oh yeah, we don't.
On
seriously,
our tutorial
somebody-
channel, one asked to to be able to watch a German color picker tutorial. So don't know if I'll do
guess
that.
you're doing that, German. I guess you're doing that, Lucas. Oh my god, dyslexia. Yeah, I guess either I've got to learn German or Lucas has to learn how to make the color picker.
Yeah, of course. I'm already building my own color picker with Lua stuff, but I started this project like months ago, and I made quite a progress. But at some point, I had no time to continue on it. So this plugin and a way to do a
Here we go. I can
hopefully
learn
good
German
color
in
picker. This
Here we
is
go. I
not
can learn
finished.
German in 3 minutes. Here we go. Cool. I can learn German in 3 minutes.
Should I rename the stream to Lucas and Ethan rambling about learning German?
Join Ethan as he goes on his exciting adventure to learn German so that he can make the German color picker tutorial.
Yeah. Let's rename the stream, of course. And it's funny, we just only streamed about
What are
1
essential
hour,
position?
and there's
Hey,
already
we finally
no
got an
questions
EDM.
there.
We finally got a question. What are essential position presets for DJ acts? I would say obviously I go with a. Are you talking about lights focused on the DJ or just in the audience? For the audience, it's like straight out and then maybe a crossed position, messy position kind of thing that I like to go for. Fan outs, fan ins, that kind of stuff. Because if you use, especially for DJ stuff, a lot of DJ stuff is the audience isn't really. Oh, that's the wrong way to word. Positions don't really convey much in terms of in DJs. Obviously, DJs, you look like at Afrojack stuff. It's a lot of just strobing. I mean, like I was talking about this with somebody else the other day, but it's like if I go to this one, no, that's 2016. This one, and I just open this up, and like you look at, if I just find a point here that I need to try and find, like here, this is just straight out with strobing and yellow and stuff, and that's a large part of what EDM is. I mean, if you go to like David Guetta's LD, he runs a lot of position movements where it's like he has everything at 90 and then suddenly it goes down. He pulls it down to a lower tilt or something. So a lot of with EDM, it's really just a lot of straight out and then movements and strobes and flashes and color bumps and all that lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anything from you, Lucas?
Not really. I just
Oh, wow,
thought
okay.
that doing the MA3 clickbait wasn't a good idea. Now the people that have the MA2 questions aren't watching.
If we just said MA2, not like listed MA3, maybe people would have been like, I have an MA2 question. Let me stay and watch. Not, I want to know about MA3. Let me stay and watch. Yeah. Damn. Trying to think if there's anything interesting for me to say about MA2 on PC or MA2 in general. I'm just reading. Trying to think, is there anything exciting that I've done recently? There's not much exciting that I've done. I mean, I've shown off.
I have one question. A
Yeah.
question that I asked myself a couple days ago. It is possible to store, like, for one group of fixtures, store selective data in one preset and store global data in the same preset for another selection of fixtures. But is it possible to store selective and global information for the same group of fixtures in the same preset? And what will
I
be
don't think
applied
so.
if I call the preset? I never
I
tried
don't
it,
think I
but
can.
just came up with the
But
question.
I mean, I don't think it. I don't think it can. I don't think you can. Let's try that though. Tom, I just wanted to make sure I'm good with my 9 positions, but actually it's funny how you make the lights move by just flashing. Yeah, dude, you honestly 9 positions. I have technically. Oh, I keep going to the wrong screen. Damn. I mean, I've got technically 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 7, but obviously these are all just different heights. Sometimes with these, I would end up with I could end up with 30 if I really was programming hard and I wanted to make a lot of good effects. But honestly, with DJing, it is just flashing and trashing. You could probably get away with white strobe for a large part of a DJ set and still get paid at the end of the night. And that's not to mock what EDM oldies do,
Yeah,
but
and
it
it's way more
is,
important to
yeah.
get on the beat and to be perfectly in sync with the music than
Yeah.
having the most positions. Because
Then
if
having
you
like a
have like
super intricate,
you're
yeah,
like 3 to 9 positions, you'll be fine. It
yeah.
will work. And then
The only
running
time, yeah.
movement effects over it, yeah, that's it.
I mean, I mean, it's like you've got to remember when you've got how many lights did Ultra Miami this year have? A good 100 beams. When you've got 100 lights all pointing out into the crowd, pretty much no matter what you do, it's going to look pretty cool. It's
Yeah. It's
it's
even
like
more
if you
difficult to
have,
do a good look with
yeah,
less fixtures than doing a good look with
yeah.
100 fixtures.
Because I mean, that's just it. Do you think my NSP? No, they're probably going to cut off NSP2 support for MA3. That's my guess because I think it's going to be like that they need people to actually now go buy MA3 hardware instead of the used market just being people getting MA2 hardware and using MA3 software. Okay, one question. Can you show the preset reference thing complete with saving and loading it? Lucas, do you want to answer that? Well, I
What do you
run
mean
to the
with
bathroom
presets
quickly.
referencing? Preset reference thing. Like you mean storing a preset into a queue and then updating it and the information gets changed, or no, I think I know what you mean. Doing like storing presets together with fixture types. Oh, I haven't used that feature for a while now. Okay. So a preset reference is very handy when it comes to color presets, since colors of every fixture and manufacturer may vary greatly. Blah blah blah. Requirements. Presets have already been created to create the preset reference. So basically a preset reference is a reference of some already created presets to a fixture type that you have in your show file. And that would mean that those referenced presets will then be stored inside of the fixture type itself. So when you export it and import it, it should contain the presets. So when you go to auto create presets, those should be inside of the fixture type. That's what I think preset reference is.
I played guitar for like 6 years and I was never good at it.
It's really important and a good idea to do it with color and like typical things you need the most with fixture types that you use. I'll try to show it. Okay, I'll change to my screen and try to explain it. So we have those pointies here, and I'll just go ahead and create a dimmer pool. I don't know if there's anything in the fixture type at this moment, so I just go ahead, pointies, and auto create my presets for dimmer that are stored in there, and I say add global presets. Okay, so there are 2 presets in there, one for closed dimmer and one for open dimmer inside of the fixture type. So I create a new preset, putting them at 50, storing it at another new slot, but now it's stored as universal, so that's not good. I store it again at 50. I store it again with global preset type. So now they are at 50. And now I'm gonna go to setup, auto create preset reference, like my pointies, and choose dimmer and say create reference. Choose store method. I'll say merge. I could have also said overwrite because I already loaded the presets before I have done this, but it should work like this. So now when I reload, I don't know how this works. Give me a sec. If I now delete those, I don't know if just reloading it will already work. No, it will not. He says created 2 presets. So let me check if reloading the actual fixture type will do it. Reloading the fixture type, yes. And now auto creating Roby global presets. Okay, it does not work. I don't know what I did wrong, but there has to be something that I did wrong. Yes, storing preset informations within fixtures together. Yeah, that's it. But how does it work? Yeah, that's nice. Trying to explain something in the stream, but actually not knowing it at all.
Deception 100.
Yeah. Tab the preset has not been created in the fixture type
That was close.
within the show file. Okay. To close the menu, tap X in the upper right corner. Yes, but if anyone knows how I make it work, please tell me. Okay, another
Please
try.
hold while.
I delete those. I'll make my new preset, global preset there. I go auto create preset reference. Yeah, I can only select one fixture. Create reference. Merge. Okay, and now I go again to auto create preset. From channel sets, from reference. From reference, add global preset, created 3 presets. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I got it. So it's stored directly into the fixture type. And when loading it in the auto create menu, you can choose between loading from the reference presets that are stored inside of the fixture type and loading from the channel sets. Channel sets is when you are in the fixture type editor and you are in any attribute in there, like for example dimmer, you can see the channel sets in here, closed and open. So autocreate is enabled. So when I autocreate for the dimmer preset type, he will autocreate one closed and one opened preset. But when I do it from reference, he will add my presets that I stored into the reference storage for preset types, if I'm explaining that right. If I'm doing it wrong, please correct me, because I haven't really used that feature at all. Not load global. You must press the button in the right from reference. Yeah, I just figured it out. Okay, so that is how it works. You have your fixtures. You create your presets, like add 80, store as global preset. I think it has to be global though, because global preset is bound to the fixture type. We could try doing one universal preset. I fucked up. Add 50, store universal preset, add, store as global again. And we could do another one with selective information, store selective. Okay, so now we have all the types of different preset presets, and now I'm going to set up auto create preset reference, select one of my pointy, select the dimmer, create reference, override. And now I delete all those presets, trying to re-import them through auto create preset, row B, dimmer from reference, add global preset. Okay, so he imported 4 presets, but those that were universal and selective before are now global. So he basically takes every preset in which that fixture is involved and stores the value into the fixture type. And you're only able to recall those presets as global presets for the whole fixture type, which is basically no real problem. Yeah, you can't import a set of different positions for one fixture type, for example. That won't work because it would have to be selective, and selective doesn't work, but global. So I hope I could help you with this. And yeah, let's see if there are more questions.
Let us see. No.
Yeah, well, I'm still learning new things even after 10 years. Yeah, same for me. As you may have already
guitar,
seen,
though.
there are always features that I never used or not really used or haven't seen quite yet because I haven't needed those. Yeah, there's always new things to learn in MA2.
We're talking about we're talking about guitar.
We're talking about guitar? Lol.
Yeah, because Tom commented about how he plays guitar, and it's taught him about timing and stuff with music, and I played guitar.
Lol, and
And
I
played
just
guitar
thought
for
it's
6
about
years.
MA2. Okay.
No, it's about guitar. I played guitar for 6 years, but I was never very good at it.
Okay,
I
that's
no
a
longer
fail.
play guitar.
Yeah, but same applies to MA2.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people think I know everything. Like I barely know anything. You've seen my macro writing. You know I barely know anything. But yeah, no, obviously that's always what is macro? But yeah,
A
if
bread.
you wanted to give us
There's a
questions
bread.
to answer. There's a what? Did you say there's a crab?
A bread.
A bread.
On your layout view.
Oh yeah, bread. Oh yeah,
Meme
yeah.
master.
That's the meme.
Meme master Ethan.
That's from
Dad.
you, because I remember I posted the picture of bread, and then you were like, but can you do it with a macro? Well, now I can.
Yeah.
Any tips on delay times and fade times at the same time? Any tips on times and times and time? Delay times and fade times at the same time. It's like, obviously it's if you want, because if you this is hard to answer because I don't know about using them both at the same time. Maybe actually, well, here's a perfect example. Let me open up MA3D and let me go into this show file, which is just a random show file I've got. Close that. Press play there. Make sure MA3D is connected. It is. If you could switch to my screen, Lucas.
Yeah, I changed already.
Cool. Oh yeah, delay. So this is the only place I've really got it implemented, which is where I've got my color delays with the fade time. So say I put a fade of 2, and then just without the fade, you can see it's a delay across the. Oh wait, I can't. You won't actually see that because it isn't both monitors. But if I've got a delay of this, you can see it's a delay across the beams. Oh, sorry, not the beams, the spots. Now if I create a fade of 2, you can see it starts fading from the inner outer, if that makes sense, and it's still a delay. So not only is it fading, but it's also fading delayed across the rig. So I mean that's the only thing I could think of. But I mean, off that, let's see if we take spot sim position. Let's go 90. Then let's say a fade of, let's do a fade of 5 seconds. So 5 through 1 through 5, and a delay of 3 through 1 through 3. And let us store that to an exec. Clear. Go ignore exec time and let's see what happens. So you can see that it'll do the position delay and it'll fade. The thing to remember with with delays on positions is that for my stuff like here, I use a fade where I've got I call it a delay, but it's actually fading. Or let me go to another one where you can actually see. Because if you use a delay to change the position, so if I set these to 90 and I just say a delay of 3 through 1 through 3, or let me actually say 1 through 3, 3 through, wow, typing, 3 through, I can't type, wow, 1 through 3 through 1, and I store that to here, you'll see that it'll wait a full 1 second before the first light moves, and then it'll do a delay like that. So that's the thing to remember with a fade. So if we do something like this, so back to 90, and we do a fade of, let's make the fade 5 seconds, or actually let's make it 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and then we make the delay, let's do it, give me a delay time, Lucas.
3.
Let's do 4. 1 through 4.
Okay.
1.
Give me a delay
Just
time.
make it
3.
No. I'm
no.
thinking. No, I'm thinking because 4 is half of 8. Okay, so now we've got a delay time of 8, a fade time of 8 seconds, and a delay of 1 through 4 through 1. So let's see. So you can see it's still doing a delay, but now it's a bit smoother because it's doing a fade, but it's kind of all just moving like as one group. So it's obviously you've got to play around with figuring it out. I generally find fade times be easier to work with because obviously for like what you're seeing now, which is where I've got the fade time on the fixtures, so it starts moving in a fade from the outer fixtures to the inner fixtures, and this is a fade time of like 50 or 20 through 50 through 20. I think I can tell you now. It's 20 through 50 through 20, that fade time. So yeah, so it's I honestly don't I've never really used delay times because obviously, as I said, if you want a position fade, use fade instead of delay, because if you say a delay time of 5 seconds through 3 seconds through 5 seconds, your first fixture will only start moving after 3 seconds has elapsed, and then they're all just going to go in kind of like a chase. Because if I quickly just go,
of course, because delay is only a delay.
Yeah.
Fade is actually a fade time.
Delay
3 will say when
so Q
is triggered, wait 3 seconds, then do it. And if you have no individual delay time stored, it will use the delay time of the queue, or fade time, not delay time. If you have no individual fade time stored, it will execute a delay that you have stored with the fade time of the queue, or the fade time, execute a fade time that you have set in your console.
Yeah. I mean,
but individual fade times will override this, of course.
Yeah, because he has a 5 second through 10 second through 5 second delay, and you can see it's going to take 5 seconds until the first fixture will begin to move, and it's just going to go like a chase through it. So I don't know if that exactly answers your question. If it does, great. If it doesn't, please tell me what we can do to actually answer it. What are all of these? So I can actually just delete them. They aren't important.
Are there more questions?
That's a good question. Or are people getting bored of us now? Or are we getting a tad boring?
Yeah, a little bit. I find that very funny because first stream we had like non-stop questions.
Yeah, like
and
cut it off.
Second stream, yeah, there were some down moments where we had no real questions. And like third stream for MA3, it's like on fire. But for MA2,
nope, no,
not really.
Why would you mean like, man, fam? What is MA2 even? I mean, it does cool. Is juice. Any tips on finding power at a venue? Nope. Lucas, any tips?
Of course, it's different for any venue.
Look for the plug stuff in.
Look for the blocks
that-
and plug some stuff in.
I mean,
Yeah, no, you should
what are
just
they?
ask the people of the venue.
Technically, if you're
what you
if
have.
you're a show, if you're a show coming in, you should have technically have sent them a plan with your power distribution, how much power you need, because obviously that's something to think about. Do you need X amps or Y amps or volts? Or I'm not very good with electricity just yet, but I just design the shows. But you've got to figure out if the venue is going to have enough power for you, if they're going to have enough outlets, or if you're using 3-phase, obviously 3-phase or whatever you're using to get you that power. If they've got distribution in place, that's the other thing. I mean, they could say, yes, we have enough power for you, and then you get there and there's no way to actually get power efficiently to your trusses, for example.
Worst case, you have 3-phase connector with 127 amps, and you have no way to utilize it because you have no way to convert it to the normal 230 or 110 volt connector.
Yeah, so it's all about there's no real way to say, oh, do this when you get to the venue, or do this when you get to the venue. It's figuring out obviously in advance
of
what
course.
you're going to be doing. Yeah, because I mean, you can't just magically make power appear. You can't walk into the room and be like, cool, I need to find power, and then you knock on a wood and suddenly a power outlet just appears. No, not a good joke, guys.
I wouldn't take the risk to first look for power when I'm at the venue. I would always ask before and send them my mail with I need that much power. Is there enough, and how can I access it? Yeah. Please look up.
Yeah.
We should look up a video on YouTube.
Let's look it up. I'm game.
Let's look
Are
it
you
up.
Game? Let me go into my main PC and look it up instead of using my freaking laptop. YouTube.
Redefining
Okay.
MIDI lighting. What if you could redefine the way MIDI lighting is today? A 10-year growing community. Over 5,000 active members. 1,000 of... Give me a second. I'll just put it onto the stream so people can see it.
I'm just looking at it.
Makes way more sense to put it on the stream. Second. Okay, so now we are watching a video that SLS Sound and Light guy sent us into the chat, just for you guys to be able to know what we are talking about in a sec.
Time for a change. We listen to what you want. A new MIDI lighting controller. We introduce Well, that looks interesting, but it probably costs a lot. So I can't access their page now. Oh, I don't think I can access their page. Cool, I can access their page. Should understand us control where the path that track us. Plan is to release the first product into market 01/07/2018. Wow, okay, yeah, that's not a great amount of stuff, but that looks interesting. I'll let everyone watch it.
Okay. Interesting. Never heard of it till now.
I also haven't. It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah. Reminds me of my, like, the beginning of my lighting design journey with, like, DMX Control and all the other software I've used
It
along the
reminds
way.
me of my Corsair Strafe RGB.
Of course.
That's what it reminds me of.
Of course, yeah.
It looks interesting to say the least. I mean, have they even finished a prototype yet? Because that looked like a lot of just that
Yeah.
looks like I can't tell if that's a render or if it's a.
I'm now in China in the middle of the two together. What?
What?
I don't
I'm now in
understand that comment.
China. Jesse, I don't know what you're saying there, bud. Where is this company even?
Contact
Let's follow.
us.
Let's follow them. Let's see. Facebook. Let's see what's up on their Facebook.
Impress them. It's from Hanover. It's from Germany. That's cool. It's a guy from
That's interesting.
Germany that runs the site, so he should be responsible for all of that. Okay, as we dive in further in the development, you can track our progress. The plan is to release the first products to the market at 1st of July in 2018. Follow us on social media accounts to always be on top of what is happening. Okay, so they say they've done 10% of the electronics work they have to do, 30% of the mechanics work, 10% of the software, and 20% of the community work. Don't know what that means, but okay. Our project is currently in the concept phase. After we presented you our ideas for the fade and push, we will now evaluate your feedback and adjust our concept accordingly. Okay, so it's like a community-built lighting control that is in development, but already hardware, like in considering the hardware already released. That's funny. Okay, so interesting.
Testing for different
follow
kind
that
of
project.
keycap shapes today. Yeah, I'll follow them. Why not?
So it's
when's the last post? Well, they're keeping up to date. When did they start releasing stuff? When was this video released?
this video was released 1 month ago, on the 27th of December last year. An SLS Sound and Light guy already wrote a comment under the video. Can you please make a dot master with the encoders and a master fader? So he basically wants to have a command wing for the other software. Crazy. Let's look into their Facebook. Testing keycaps. Okay, so they are definitely in the early stage because they are still testing keycaps and writing software and yeah. But it's a nice idea. I always like seeing new concepts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks interesting.
And should this work with the Grandma, or should that be an individual software? I think it should work with the MA, right?
That's what it looks like, just like a MIDI device. Doesn't it exactly look like a
Yeah, but I think they are trying to make it bidirectionally compatible with the MA2. Because I found a picture on Facebook where they state that they are currently working on the LED functionality with MA2.
And there's MA2 open, yeah.
Interesting.
Wait, but they're not shipping yet.
No, they are still trying to figure this device out, trying to come up with the final product. They haven't even.
Well, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I want to store a queue, making the whole stage at 100 with a delay from left to right depending on their position. But they're not in a row. You'd have to use selection. So remember, a delay time or a fade time is always going to follow your selection. So I guess the best way for me to do this one is with, I think this one would work.
I already know the RD Grandma 2 tools, but I tried it with the BCF 2000 because I have one. and the bidirectional motor fader stuff doesn't really work that well, and it's very delayed. So
yeah.
I don't
Lucas, do you mind
know.
if I just interrupt you quickly?
And he wants to get money for it. I don't think that
Yeah.
MA does like this, because it's bidirectional, and usually you can't do that without plug-in magic or other like not that legal ways. So yeah.
Can I interrupt quickly, Lucas?
No
Just to
problem.
answer Jojo's video. So, question. Sorry, you gotta remember a delay or a fade is always gonna follow your position or your selection. So in this case, Lucas, you just want to select back to me. In this case, I've got a stage where I've got a whole lot of BMFLs hung, and you can see if I just next through them, it's selected from right to left. So obviously, if I select them and I say add at, and then I go to dim and I say fade of, or I say delay rather, of 5 through 0 through 5, and I store that, it'll follow. Oh, sorry, you have to go and say ignore exec time, and I say go, it'll follow that delay time and go from in out, or as you were saying, from left to right, at delay 0 through 3, store, and then it will go from 0 and it'll go through. But if you wanted to, like, say the Sharpies here, if I select them, you'll see that theirs obviously is not a left to right thing, a selection, but you could always make it a left to right selection by just obviously going, like, snaking around the whole rig in terms of your selection. So if I do that quickly, and then obviously making it symmetrical. Let me just finish up here. Get that done. Store that there. Dim, edit, please, edit, clear, highlight. Beam sim at delay, let's just say 0 through 3. Store that, ignore exec time, and you can see then it does a kind of like left to right. No, it doesn't, but it should. But yeah, it's all about your. Oh, why didn't I do it? What the hell? Oh, because I selected the wrong group. That's why. I'm not the smartest sometimes. Delay 0 through 3. Executor. Ignore exec time. And then you can see it kind of goes from left to right. Obviously, if you use blocks, or if you did it row by row, it would do it. I can't use through because the fixtures are in a row, but the distance isn't equal. Oh well. Then I honestly don't know, fam.
Bit mapping would be a way.
Yeah, unless you did unless you went bit mapping, but I don't know enough about bit mapping to answer. I think Christian Jackson has a thing about that, but that's about using videos, so I don't know how bit mapping would work. But yeah, I don't think even if the distance isn't really equal, it doesn't really matter because it'll still do it over your
Look like it's a
time
left to
that you've
right,
done.
yeah.
It'll still go from left to right. It might not be exactly the same, but yeah. So yeah. So I don't know about that. Obviously it's obviously just playing around with delays and that kind of stuff.
Of course, you could always just use MA tricks for doing the left to right when you just want one line of fixtures to have the same delay time. Just use the MA tricks, set your blocks to the number of fixtures you have at one position from left to right, and then just set your delay time 0 through something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions, or are we coming to the end of this stream? Well, it's been a fairly productive stream, rambling on about MA3 and how much we absolutely love it. There's no sarcasm in my voice there. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting I'd like to say. I'm pretty much done. If we've got any last question, Lucas, is there anything you want to go through?
Not really. Not really. I
So
just
I
tried
guess,
the
yeah.
stuff with the left to right with MA3. It works like expected.
Yeah, well, it would.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess why not just say 0 through 2 and 3? Yeah, and I mean, if they're not like really not equal parts, where you could like probably work with extra selections and going really complex. But honestly, I wouldn't really, even if the distance isn't equal, it would still look like it's going from left to right. But other than that, one thing I'd like to mention just before we sign out is that my personal channel, Ethan Benjamin, if you want to go sub to that, some interesting stuff's going to be coming out on that in the next month or two. There will be some more advanced stuff on there, not really for Grand MA2 tutorials. Sorry, Lucas, that I'm plugging myself here.
No
But yeah,
problem,
if you want to
mate.
go sub, if you want to go sub to that, there'll be like a link in the description or something. Just because there's gonna be, if you aren't already subbed to it, obviously. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of interesting stuff coming out on that channel in the next month, hopefully.
But the amount of fixtures with the same position isn't constant. So then your only way is selecting the fixtures that should have the same delay time, setting their individual
Yeah.
delay time, and going through the whole array of it. So there's no
Yeah.
other way for you then.
I guess you're gonna end up with a lot of work as opposed to as simple as just selecting and
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah. Anybody else got
So
anything they'd like to ask?
when I got some time for finishing the color picker layout
videos from
view
Ethan.
generator and all that stuff,
Yeah.
then I'll obviously try to do what the people ask me for and
Yeah.
make a German tutorial for the color picker layout view. But
Yeah,
at the
Tom,
time,
I'm also
I
pretty
have
hyped.
no time for it.
Yeah, Tom, I'm also pretty hyped for some new videos from you. It's been a long time since I released one, but these ones are going to be a lot different. I can't really share too much, but from what I've, I'm going to go back to that right now. But Lucas, you know what I just realized? We hate
What?
we hate on dot two, or I hate on dot two a lot, and I think you do too.
Yeah, I do.
And I'm looking at the channel art you created. What console is that, Lucas?
What do you mean?
Look at our channel art. If you look at the stream from my computer, the
Yeah.
the channel art, the console there.
Oh, yeah.
That
Um.
yeah.
Okay. I know what you mean. Yes, that was a quite good-looking picture that I took on Pro Light and Sound last year.
Yeah.
So I thought, why don't use it? Cause
Yeah, I guess
the hardware looked quite similar, and I thought I need something for the background. I need something that is relatable to MA, and yeah, this is how this background happened. But of course, it's no MA2, and I'm very, very sorry for that.
Guess we need to get a picture of the MA2 now, or the MA3 when it comes out, obviously.
Let's change that background to an MA3 background.
Yeah. All right. Exposed.
It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, to Bamboozle 100. Yeah. So I guess if nobody else has questions, I guess we're good to end.
Yeah.
We'll give you guys another minute or two just to get, in case you've got any final questions. Then other than that, I guess these streams are getting more and more just chatting than really doing anything MA2 related.
I think in the first stream, all those people that had questions, just ask them, and there are no more new questions.
Yeah, now everyone just wants to sit around and listen to us talk crap.
Everyone's just a crack
for an hour and 45 minutes.
Using MA2. No one needs it because manual is good enough. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they just like the sound of our voices. Maybe it's just like one of those occasions.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah, but a couple other things. Obviously, our collaboration submissions are still open if you want to collab with us. There's a video up on the
And
channel
one
about
thing that is really
that.
important for the collaboration, like we already got some people that wanted to help us, and like they're in our group, and no problem there. But at the moment, Ethan and I, we don't really have the time to organize any new stuff that happens on this channel. That's why there are no new videos, because Ethan has school. I'm doing an internship right now. So this is very, very time consuming, all that we are doing right now. So yeah, that's why nothing is happening, because the people that are collaborating with us, not all of them are doing their own stuff and just starting to realize their ideas. Yeah, most of them just wait for us to tell them to do something. So
Yeah, so
that's why nothing is
if
happening at the
possible,
moment.
try come with us with ideas if you've got them.
And with the drive to realize them and just do it. We are not like your mama and daddy saying you, oh, that's fine, you can do it. Just do it, show it to us, and if it's awesome, no problem, we'll publish it.
Yeah, it isn't. Obviously, it's just we are looking more for. It's not like we're looking for, because remember, we're not profiting from this in any way, especially
Definitely
now that
not.
YouTube took our money away.
Yeah.
But it's more just to give anybody that wants it a platform to speak about anything related to MA. So we do want it to be like we have had a couple of submissions about like live vlogs and that kind of thing. That's not really what we're looking for. It's more of a tutorial, something that anyone can apply. It can be stupid simple. It can be very hard. But we've got Lewis stuff coming out hopefully in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so it's all very exciting. I mean, and as we said, there's the link. Anybody can submit, and even if you're don't be scared that we might say no, because obviously we will have to say no to certain ones. But you'll never know if you don't submit and try.
Yes. And another thing that I just thought of course, there's still our Discord server, and Discord really blew up in the last weeks. We got to have 50 people on there, over 50 people on there right now. So that's awesome. All those people in the Discord, and I really want to see the Discord being used more often. And as I already stated in this message, I want to see people interact, and other people answering questions that some people have, and just I want to have this as a platform that not only Ethan and I can answer questions on, but a question that where everyone can help.
As a community, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess that is it. I think we should want to end, Lucas.
Yeah. So
cool.
This was
Thanks for watching.
Third stream on here about some MA3 rumors and stuff, and about
the first one
your
about
questions
MA3
again,
rumors,
as always.
And the next one will hopefully be, if I pull up a calendar quickly, on the 2nd of March, because as previously mentioned, we are trying to do on the first Friday of every month. So hopefully we shall see you then.
Yeah, 2nd of March would work for me as well, so I'm just putting it into my calendar. Nice. Because Saturday and Sunday at like the third and the 4th in March won't work for me. So 2nd evening, so I guess, is the perfect date. So let's see you in another video or the next live stream. And
and thanks for watching as always, and I hope everyone has a good night or good morning depending on where you are in the world. But cheers.
Cheers.